Okay, just thought I'd put up my experience of the first PIP phone call because my daughter has autism, to act as an appointee on her behalf. Um, the first thing I noticed when I phoned through was after the initial wait of forever, is the person concerned come on with a bit of a harsh attitude, like very formal, very job centre like. I noticed that he was tripping me up on things I didn't say. I think he asked me about do you receive any benefits? And I says that I receive carers allowance and stuff. And he says I just want one benefit, And I says something like universal credit. And then later on in the conversation, I think when it come to my identity, which they couldn't find to confirm. That says you didn't mention the fact that she had disability benefit. So, that was the first lie from the off. What was the next one? Yeah, I felt particularly angry at this, because if I didn't answer in the correct way or in the woke way, they'd literally stop the conversation and go, well, we can't, if we can't, confirm your identity, we can't take this further or something, stuff like that. Anyway, I got as far as the what's your ethnicity or her ethnicity, and I actually says white English, and he says I can't put that, and then just stopped in conversation, didn't give me a checklist of what checklist options were available or anything like that, and it seemed like he was slightly offended. I felt offended because that's what I am, white English, and that's what my daughter is, white English. And then he just stopped using that sort of quiet insolence as what they do in authority. And I says, okay, UK British, like that. And then he carried on then, right answer, ding. And then the hypocritical thing, he come back with another part, to do with where do you live, and it says in Great Britain or United Kingdom. He says, is that in Wales or is it in England? I says England. So compared to the last question, he's mad. As I say, I had a harsh, rude overtone. We got through it though, so I've got to the first initial stage for her. As I say, I had a lot of problems with verifying my identity. He says I would have to phone the same number again to verify my identity. I don't know if that was because it was through halfway through the form on the screen he was filling in or whatever, but no, I couldn't verify my identity over the phone, even though I've lived in England all my life, UK. So I'm now gonna get a form through the post, and I think that's it. I'll put my review of the next part about actually filling in the form on the next part, but I know that a lot of people are worried about this PIP thing, so just get yourself armoured with as much information as possible. Okay, thank you.